Okay, I'm here to talk to you and teach you about doing paperwork. Paperwork is as much a part of your job as cutting the grass or spreading the mulch or digging the hole. Without proper paperwork, we have incorrect billing and we have unhappy customers. So doing paperwork accurately and completely is so important. It is one of your most important jobs that you're going to do here at Dave's Landscape. If it is incomplete, it costs a lot of time, and time is money for your supervisor or the girls in the office doing the billing, going back and asking you questions to try to figure out the missing gaps. And if it's not accurate, things will be billed incorrectly. Customers are going to be calling, questioning their bill. The office is going to have to look up paperwork. They're going to have to, be back and forth with a couple of phone calls with the client. They're going to be calling you, asking you questions, and it's just extremely costly in dollars and cents of payroll, and chasing down incomplete and inaccurate paperwork. It's costly in terms of trust with our customers, who trust that we're going to do them and bill them fairly, and it's going to be costly to you, because without consistently doing a good job in your paperwork, we're going to have some serious problems with your employment here. So what I'm going to do is give you, an overview of how to do this, and I'll try to answer why we do it this way. And I'll also say that, as time goes on, Ron is working towards minimizing paperwork, and we will be upgrading our software and things, and will become more and more electronic. But nonetheless, all the principles are still the same. We still have to report accurately and timely and all that. So whether we're writing it or whether we're plugging it into our Garmin or a handheld iPod or iPad or whatever, iPhone, it's really all the same. So there's three different key types of paperwork here that we are going to talk about. So on the right here, this is our payroll sheet, okay, our daily production summary, and this is what you get paid from, okay? So you need to write down your name here, the time you start, lunch, if you take a lunch, and most everybody should be taking a lunch, you're going to punch out for lunch, and then punch back in, and then punch out, and then add up your days, your hours for your each employee. So this is employee 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a crew. And then up here you're going to put your customers' names for the jobs that you did. If we're paying you, we need to know where your money is, where our money is coming back to the company. So this is where it's coming back. So we've got, whatever, X number of customers here, and how many hours we're going to bill those customers. And then we've got our unproductive time in here. So this is billable production hours. This is non-production hours, which could be a meeting time in the morning, could be getting your truck ready, maybe you got a flat tire on the way, travel time, stop at the gas station time, on your way back to the shop time. So you've got three categories. You've got your production time, your non-production time, and then your payroll time. Okay? So A plus B, okay, must always equal C. If this does not equal, we're missing time. You need to go back and find your missing time. Okay? So that's your daily production summary. If this is not filled out, you don't get paid. Also, you need to initial and have each of your crews initial their hours. So when they come back to me and says, "Oh, I didn't get paid enough hours, my time wasn't right," then I pull out this paperwork and I look at their sheet and find their name. Say, "Well, geez, this is the time and that's how many hours, and you initialed it." So it is what it is. Okay, our next sheet is called a work order. Now this is a sample computer-generated work order. This happens to be for a spring cleanup, but it could be for an irrigation blowout, it could be for classic care, it could be for pruning, mulching, construction project, whatever. You're going to want to put your date in down here. That's very important, that every paperwork has a date, okay? And then, up here you're going to put your your employee name and the start time and stop time and your total time. You're going to add that up for each employee, okay? And then over here for your materials, you're going to put anything that went into this job. This particular thing says here 7.5 hours of labor plus 3 hours of travel dump, and then aerate, 2 yards of brush, it's supposed to be YDS, and 1 hour of the hurricane. And last year we billed them $650. So when you are entering in, not only your hours for the job, but you're also entering in your materials and your equipment. Every job is made up of labor, materials, and equipment, and perhaps subcontractors, overhead and profit, but we don't fill that stuff out. We just fill out labor, materials, and equipment. So this sheet here is a blank sheet. That's just a generic sheet, has basically all the same spots to do all of this on here. So again, you're going to write customer's name, their address, the date, the day, who completed this report, what gets done, the crew members on the job, start and stop times, total time, materials and equipment gets written down here, where you got it, if you got mulch from Cavicchio's 5 yards and your slip is $150 or whatever, you're going to write that in, and then you're going to make sure that all of your receipts are turned in with your paperwork. Anything that you buy, you need to return that receipt so that we can match it up with our accounts payable statements and make sure that we're not paying for some other landscaper's purchases. So it's important that that every receipt is turned in on an everyday basis. So on that note, I think what I'll do is show you some examples of what this paperwork should look like, and so that you can see it in black and white.